How's it going, trainers? So with 2022 winding down and our final calm days of the year happening next weekend, I thought it would be fun to look ahead and see what future calm days could hold. So today, I'll be predicting 11 possible C-Day Pokemon we could see in 2023. So cue the intro, and let's get into it. Welcome back, everyone. So it's been a bit of a whirlwind year for Pokemon Go Calm Days. We've had some stellar additions like Dino, Spheal, and Litwick, but we've also had some lackluster choices such as Starly, Hoppip, and Alolan Geodude. Honestly, I wouldn't say it was a top-tier year for Pokemon Go Calm Days, but it was still a decent lineup nonetheless. So as we said before, we'll be making 11 predictions about upcoming C-Day Pokemon, as well as the possible move they could receive. Also, outside of one particular entry, these Pokemon won't appear in any particular order, because really they could appear at any time throughout the year. So let's kick things off with our first Calm Day contender, the Gear Pokemon Klink. This Steel type has been an Egg and Raid exclusive since its release alongside the first wave of Unova Pokemon back in September 2019. While these Pokemon aren't normally featured in Calm Days, that cycle was broken with the appearance of Shinx in 2021. And because of that, all bets are off, so really any of the Pokemon locked behind these features can be eligible. Now another reason why I think Klink could get a Calm Day is because it has a lot of potential to be a Go Battle League gear grinder. It's got defensive stats as well as decent charged moves to be good in battle. All it really needs now to succeed is a better fast move, and one move that would absolutely propel this Pokemon forward is the fast move Lock On. As of right now, this fast attack is only utilized by the Regitrio and the Porygon family, but adding it to Klink's final evolution would give it a superior energy boost and essentially turn this Pokemon into a budget Registeel. But moving on to our next prediction, another Calm Day I think we could see next year is the Fairy Pokemon Clefairy. This Fairy type has a great shiny, a baby form, and tons of potential in PvP. In fact, it actually does pretty well in both the Great and Ultra Leagues with the combo of Charm, Moonblast, and Meteor Mash. Where this Pokemon struggles, however, is that Charm is just too slow at generating energy for its expensive charged moves. What it really needs to do better is something that generates energy quickly, and what better move to fill this role than the recently added Fairy Wind. This move would definitely do wonders for Clefable, as it would give it additional utility other than just being a bulky charmer. Now for our next predictions, I want to talk about Hoenn Pokemon. With the Hoenn Tour coming in February, I have a feeling we'll see a Gen 3 Pokemon Calm Day around that time as well. One option I could potentially see is the Whisper Pokemon Wishmer. This is another Pokemon with untapped potential that's been sitting on the bench since its release. Its final evolution Exploud has decent stats and charged moves, but like our two previous predictions, really struggles in the fast move department. It's got Bite, which generates energy too slowly, and Astonish, which we all know is just deplorable. So one move that would vastly improve Exploud is Counter. This fighting fast move generates a lot of energy, plus it really packs a punch. So if Exploud got this move, it would essentially become a Vigoroth, but with different coverage options. Now along with Wishmer, another Hoenn Pokemon I could see getting a Calm Day is Aggron. There's just so much going on for this little guy. It's got a great shiny, a Mega Evolution, and the bulky stats to back it up in battle. So what can make this Pokemon even better? Why, a brand new Steel move, of course. During recent Calm Days, we've seen a lot of new moves added to the game, including Meteor Beam, High Horsepower, and Drain Punch. So what new move could Aggron get? Well, I think Metal Burst would be a cool entry to see. Such a move, if implemented properly, could help it a lot in PvP, plus make its Mega a more standout Steel-type attacker. But not only that, such a move could also potentially help other struggling Steel types down the road, such as the recently added Solgaleo. Now for our next predictions, I'm sure many of you came into this video thinking I'd talk about starter Pokemon, and you were right. So my next three predictions are for the three Kalos starters, Chespin, Fennekin, and Froakie. Think about it, the last starter Calm Day we had was Oshawott in September 2021. That was well over a year ago. And now we have the Gen 7 starters, and it's possible we'll see a wave of Gen 8 Pokemon later this year. And that's why I think it's time to move on to the next wave of starter Calm Days with the three Kalos Pokemon. Now if they get their Calm Days next year, it's more than likely they'll get the usual treatment of Frenzy Plant, Blast Burn, and Hydro Cannon. However, with these three Pokemon, it's also possible we could see their signature moves added as well. Past starters like Blaziken and Samurott have received their signature moves on their Calm Days, so I think the same could happen with these three as well. Now in terms of those signature moves, Chris will be doing a speculation video on each of those moves and what they could potentially look like, so you'll definitely want to subscribe and stay tuned for that. But on to our next prediction, let's talk about the Ball Whale Pokemon. While Wailmer's a bit of a long shot to get a Calm Day, I think it's got a chance since we've had Magikarp, Swablu, and Stuffle in the past. All three of these Pokemon are 400 Candy evolutions. Seeing that they've done 3 and this is the next 400 Candymon in line, I think we'll see the Ball Whale Pokemon sometime in the future. So in terms of Wailord's viability, it doesn't really have the most impressive stats, however it does have massive stamina, which could give it some niche use in PvP. As for its moveset, Wailord has Water Gun and Zen Headbutt for fast moves, as well as Surf, Blizzard, and Hyper Beam for charged moves. In order for Wailord to make some waves in PvP, it's going to need a buff in either of these departments. One such buff would be the debut of Water Spout in Pokemon Go, and could be a great option since it has 150 power in the main games. However, this move's power decreases the lower your opponent's health is, so translating it into a solid single power move in Pokemon Go would be a bit of a challenge. But if Niantic pulls it off and gives it to Wailord, then I could definitely see it making a splash. Now for our 9th prediction, we're going to be talking about a new Pokemon from Scarlet and Violet. Keep in mind this one's a bit of a spoiler, so if you haven't played these games yet, you might want to skip ahead to the timestamp on the screen. Coming back to the predictions in 3, 2, 1. So for our 9th predicted Pokemon, we're going to go with the Pig Monkey Pokemon, Mankey. This furry fighter has a cool minty green shiny, and its evolution Primeape has some solid play in the Great League. However, in the Scarlet and Violet games, you can evolve Primeape into the brand new ghost fighting type, Annihilape. This Pokemon's got an extremely cool typing, with the only other Pokemon that shares this type being the mythical Marshadow. I think releasing this Pokemon, along with its signature move Rage Fist, would be fitting for a Calm Day. Though if it does, I certainly hope it gets treated better than how they did Ursaluna during Teddiursa Calm Day. But moving on to our next Calm Day prediction, we're going to be talking about one that we actually made in a video earlier this year. In that prediction, we said there weren't enough Bug-type Calm Day Pokemon, so we thought the inclusion of Venipede was a good option. Now funny enough, we had this Pokemon slated for August Calm Day, which was right when its shiny debuted, so we were kinda close, right? But anyways, Scolipede already has some niche use in PvP, though what it really needs to move forward is a low energy charged move. In this department, Cross Poison would be an excellent choice to pair alongside Megahorn. Not only would this provide a better bait move for Scolipede, but it also has the chance to sharply raise its attack stat, making Poison Jab and later Cross Poisons even more threatening. Now before we get to our final Calm Day prediction, I want to give a few ideas for Calm Day Classics we could see next year. So for those of you who aren't aware, Calm Day Classics take place in addition to regular Calm Days and feature older Calm Day Pokemon. So far we've seen the appearance of Bulbasaur, Mudkip, and Dratini, all of which are 2018 Calm Day Pokemon. However, for next year, my bets is that we'll see Swinub, Larvitar, and Beldum. Swinub's evolution Mamoswine has always been a solid raid attacker, and actually got a massive ground buff this year with the addition of high horsepower. So because it got this buff, it'd be nice to pair this addition with a short window to help trainers obtain this Pokemon. As for Larvitar, this Pokemon is usually on the rare side when it's featured in events. Also, we haven't been able to get T-Tar's exclusive move Smackdown since the Johto Tour last February. And of course, it's a fan favorite rock-type attacker with a Mega on the horizon. So hey, bring on Larvitar. Finally, regarding Beldum, I believe there's multiple reasons why we could see a Calm Day Classic for it next year. Obviously, we have the Hoenn Tour coming in February, so maybe that could be our first Calm Day Classic for January. It's also possible we could see Mega Metagross make its debut sometime in 2023. So having access to Shinies, Candy, and its exclusive move Meteor Mash would definitely hype up its Mega release. Alright, we've finally come to the end of our Pokemon 2023 Calm Day predictions. For our final pick, we chose a Pokemon that's almost certainly going to appear sometime next summer. As I'm sure you've noticed, there's been a bit of a dragon-based pattern between Pokemon Go Fest and the June Calm Day Pokemon. Gible was featured in Go Fest 2020 and June 2021, Dino was featured in Go Fest 2021 and June 2022, and now we had Axew for Go Fest 2022. See where I'm going with this? Since we had this dragon during this summer's Go Fest, I think this all but confirms that Axew will be our next June Community Day. Now I'm sure that players who grinded for Axew during GoFest are probably dreading this announcement. However, there are a few highlights we could see if we do get this Comm Day next year. Lots of players will have access to a really good Dragon-type attacker, a really cool shiny, and possibly a brand new move that could be a total game changer. The move I'm talking about, of course, is Breaking Swipe. In the main games, this move has 60 power and a 100% chance to drop the opponent's attack stat. If we got this move in Go, I would imagine it would not only be pretty wild in PvP, but also turn Haxorus into a top-tier Dragon-type attacker. All in all, there's just so much hype surrounding this Pokemon, so that's why I think there's a good chance we'll see Axew next June. But anyways, that's going to be it for our 2023 Comm Day predictions. Do you agree with our choices, or are there other Pokemon you think could be featured? Either way, be sure to let us know down in the comments. And if you enjoyed the video, consider giving it a thumbs up and subscribing to the channel. Now, regardless of who we end up seeing next year, you can bet we'll be breaking down each Pokemon's viability once they're announced. So until next time, thank you all so much for watching, I hope you have a great day, and I'll see you all in the next video. Take care.